Hi and welcome to our third tutorial about result lists in our narrative prototype. So let us start with some example query. I click on this button and let us search, for example, metformin treats diabetes. I click on the query and the prototype will search for the information need, and now you see a list of document matches. So if we have a closer look at one match, then we see our PubPharm logo, we see the document ID, this is the PubMed ID, and if you click on this document ID, you will be forwarded to the corresponding article on PubPharm. So let's do it. Then the corresponding publication will be shown and you can access this information, for example, the abstract, or download the PDF file directly from PubPharm. Let's go back to our prototype and have a closer look about the other information which are shown to the user. So we directly show the title of the corresponding publication, the corresponding journal, and the corresponding authors of the publication. So this example query contains the search for metformin should be used to treat diabetes mellitus. And if you would like to understand why this document should be a match to the query, you can click on this provenance button, and then the prototype will reply with an explanation. So in this case, the publication contains a sentence that metformin used as a first-line treatment for type 2 diabetes mellitus is reported, and so on. And this sentence gives us enough evidence that this should be a match to the query. Because we are always interested in user feedback, we support two buttons to rate the corresponding explanation. And in this case, the explanation seems to be good, and we can say, okay, let's rate it up, and click on this button, and then you will send us feedback to our prototype. If you do it the first time, you will be asked to accept a cookie. So this cookie just contains a random number for us to identify the ratings, but does not store any personal information about you. We can uncollapse this provenance button again and maybe go down and have a closer look at the results. So here are more publications. So we support two ranking of publications. In this case, the publications are ranked with latest publications first. So you see publications, the latest publications first. You can also change these rankings, and then the results will be ranked with the oldest publications first, for example. Let's perform a different search. So we go back to the example queries and may search for that simvastatin should be analyzed in a mass spectrometry. So I click on the search and find new document results here, so 43 hits in this case. And again, you see the publication information. You may click on a provenance button to understand why this document should be a hit. And another information is also shown. We show the document graph. And if you click, for example, on this graph, then you see what's happening in this document content. So which biomedical concepts have we detected, and in which interactions do they appear in the document. So for example, in this way, in this document, simvastatin is in some way used to treat Norway rats. It's analyzed with a method, and it's associated with some excipients or metabolic syndrome, for example, or some diseases again. So you can use this view to get an overview about the document graph, so about the interaction which we have extracted from the document. So let's go back to our prototype again, and now let us perform a search with variables or placeholders. So I go on example queries and select the query that metformin treats a disease. So I click on this query, then the prototype will need some time, and now we get a different result lists shown. So in this case, we do not see document hits directly, we see document groups. So here's a group of around 3,000 different documents which support the statement that metformin treats diabetes mellitus type 2. And if we click on this group, then the group will uncollapse and we will see our documents again. And this is the same view as last time. You may click on the provenance button, see the explanation, and so on. You can also collapse this list again and may uncollapse a different list. So we may also expand this list and go down to more hits. So by default, the prototype ranks this list by the most frequent substitutions. So groups that have the most supporting documents are shown at the top of the list. You may also change the ranking by selecting on the right side the most frequent substitution and selecting the unusual substitutions first. And if we click on this button, then the prototype will search again and we will see groups which have not as much support as the most frequent substitutions have. So for these diseases, we have only one document which support the statement. Again, you may change your ranking, and then the prototype will search again, and you can also change the ranking for latest publication and oldest publications, which will affect the ranking inside the groups. In this case, we performed a search with a MeSH-Taxonomy-based Visualization, and this search is supported by the MeSH taxonomy. In the MeSH taxonomy, diseases are sorted into classes. So let us have a look what this means. We search for metformin treatments and we can uncollapse this list now and see, okay, we have a large group of documents which talk about nutritional and metabolic diseases. And if we click on this list, we will have more information. So most of them are talking about metabolic diseases, about glucose metabolism disorders, about diabetes mellitus, about type 2, for example, and here we have our document matches. So this view should assist the user to understand with which classes or categories of diseases are treated by some drugs. So again, you can collapse and uncollapse these items, and you may also click on these MeSH descriptors, and then you will be forwarded to MeSH, and you can access more information about the corresponding class of diseases and get more information, and may also have a look at the tree structure here. Let's go back to our prototype. I close the MeSH browser again. I think this is it for the tutorial, so thank you for your attention.